Love the canyons, love the rustic feel of living in the hills or driving through the hills, and you want to make the hills your home, love mid-century modern? Well, Nichols Canyon, most specifically, the Colony, might be the right spot for you. I'm Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles realtor, and today we're going to discuss the neighborhood of the Colony in Nichols Canyon. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, if this is your first time, take a moment, click that subscribe button and bell for updates, and I'll be right back. Nichols Canyon itself begins at Hollywood Boulevard and it travels up all the winding road till you get to just below Mulholland. Now it sort of overlaps a little bit of Runyon Canyon, which has been made very popular thanks to a number of videos and social media and people out there hiking and taking photos. It's also a very popular spot for jogging and cycling. It's the area though that we're specifically talking about, the Colony part of Nichols Canyon, is also known as Upper Nichols Canyon, and it's an ultra-serene, highly sought after, exclusive part of the Hollywood Hills. For perspective, Nichols Canyon is essentially the very center part of the Hollywood Hills. If you are a homeowner and you're wondering if now is the time to sell your home, don't be afraid to schedule a consultation with me today. Let me share what we go over during that consultation. We take a walk through your home and you share with me the updates you've made. We talk about any deferred maintenance. I give you a fresh perspective of what the eyes of a buyer will see when looking at your home and the things that will make your home competitive to other homes on the market. We'll talk about what your potential list price is, what the value is you have in your home, and I'll really guide you through if now is the right time or if we should start to strategize about a certain specific time in the future. Because at the end of the day, this is your property, this is your investment, you have gained equity, and you have goals for yourself and your family. Simply click on the calendar link below. We'll get on the phone for a quick call, and then we'll set up that consultation. Now, the Colony part of Nichols Canyon, which is situated off Mulholland Drive and close to the upper part of Runyon Canyon, is a very coveted neighborhood known for its privacy, tranquility, and equal accessibility to both the Westside and the San Fernando Valley. Nichols Canyon has a natural year-round waterfall and creek, and it's one of the many waterfalls and streams through the Santa Monica Mountains, which separates Los Angeles's basin from the San Fernando Valley. Nichols Canyon itself was named after John G. Nichols, the first mayor of Los Angeles, who was mayor from 1852 all the way to 1853, but then had a second term, sounds familiar, in 1856 to 1859. Now, Nichols was a businessman and he was a builder who lived in the very first brick home built in Los Angeles, and he was the very first mayor to actually expand the city boundaries of the city of Los Angeles. When John Nichols was alive, he had an office for his Nichols Canyon Development Corporation, which was approximately 3/4 of a mile up the canyon, and it featured an old Western style of porch and roof overhang, that you would see in those old Western movies. And often neighbors, kids that lived in the canyon, would gather to play in the streams and make forts amongst the trees, the native sycamores, oak, sumac, sage, yucca, and laurel in the surrounding areas. Now, if some of those names sound familiar, it's because many of the street names were named after some of these trees. Now, this particular part of Nichols Canyon is now known as Rick E. Lake, named after its owner, Rick Ambrose. And that section of Nichols Canyon features a 150-foot tall waterfront year-round stream with 4 different waterfalls. Can you imagine having your own plot of land where there's 4 different waterfalls? Like, to me, that would be a lifelong goal. Waterfalls with views and seeing the ocean. I don't know if there's anyone that really has all of that, but this sounds pretty awesome. So during the development of Nichols Canyon, Lelina Lane was chosen to showcase the first model home for the area. And the Colony is above Woodrow Wilson Drive, but again, below Mulholland. Whether it's the classic timelessness of mid-century modern homes that have been built here, or the surrounding nature and all of that brings, the Colony has been home to many writers, directors, and actors over the years. One of the things that I like to share with people to really get an understanding of a neighborhood in these different parts of Los Angeles are 3 homes that are on the market at the time of the recording this video that go over like the lowest entry-level price point, the mid-price range, and the high price range. And the lowest price point home at the time of recording this video has an asking price of $2,175,000. This is on Nichols Canyon Road. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, 1,824 square feet on a small lot. That's something to also be aware of when you are driving through the hills from Los Angeles Basin over to the San Fernando Valley. Some of these neighborhoods and some of these lots, especially off some of the main streets, have very small lots. Well, this particular lot is 4,974 square feet, so it's less than 500 square feet. And just to put that in perspective, if you are living in the west side of Los Angeles, chances are the lot size is between 5,000 square feet to maybe almost 6,000 square feet. In the valley, they're typically 6,700 square feet up to 8,900 square feet. So a little bit larger. But again, this particular home is on a smaller size lot. The next home, which is the mid-price home on the market at the time of recording this video, is also on Nichols Canyon Road, and it's basically $2.5 million, $2,495,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, 2,332 square feet on a 7,646 square foot lot. So a little bit larger, a little more normal. The highest priced home at the time of recording this video in Nichols Canyon's Colony, because we again are talking about the Colony, this very exclusive, very special part of Nichols Canyon, is a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home, 2,923 square feet for on a 7,430 square foot lot. This home is has an asking price of $3,699,000. I actually am very familiar with this home. I've shown it before. I've sat in an open house here. It's a lovely home. It's a special home and has a lot of privacy. And again, this particular part of Nichols Canyon, the Colony, is just very desirable. People move in here, and it's a very it's a sweet neighborhood. It's the kind of neighborhood where if you're walking your dog, people will stop and say hello. Before I go, I want to backtrack a little bit, because one of the things I did mention was here in the Colony, this section of Nichols Canyon, there's a lot of mid-century modern homes, and this neighborhood was really developed in the 1950s and was originally nicknamed the Hollywood Highlands. And so there's many mid-century modern homes that were developed by renowned architects like Edward Fickett, Richard Dorman, Buff Hensman, and you still can see so many of these homes. Of course, over time, people have done some updates. They've maybe added and taken away from some of the charm or character, but they're really, really lovely homes. So if you have time one day and you want to just drive through Nichols Canyon, get to Uppers Nichols Canyon, you'll know you're there. If you're following your GPS, this is my suggestion. If you're following your GPS and you see that you're a half mile from Mulholland, and you start to notice that you're around a lot of mid-century modern homes, then you'll know you're there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you are considering selling your home, I will say this: the best time to buy is always 5 years ago, and the best time to sell is always when the market feels hot. But what matters for you when it comes to buying or selling your home is what's best for you, and that varies from everybody's individual circumstances. So if you need to downsize, if you're moving out of state, if you need to cash out and put more money in retirement, this might be the right time to sell. If you are tired of paying rent, if your rent is just as high as a mortgage, or you've been renting for 5 years and just basically paying somebody else's mortgage, now is the time for you to buy. But we can have those discussions. I'm always here to help and give you guidance. You can get on my calendar, or you can also contact me. My phone number and email in the links below. If you don't get me directly, shoot me a text. But if you want to just jump on my calendar, you can get on that link below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have more in store, of course, and I will see you next time.